Listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.
What is going on, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binary? How y'all doing? This is the BearatNight podcast. I'm your host, Dom, and apparently I almost forgot my name, but I'm your host, Dom, aka Jurassic Parker, aka Awkward Parker, the scruffy nerf herder, the just Dom or BearatNight. However you want to call me, I will answer to it. Just don't make it negative. That's how I look at it. This show is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You know what? It's gonna be a little personal. We're gonna get personal. Can y'all get with me with this? We're gonna get a little personal. You're gonna get to know a little bit about me if you don't know already. But with the show, there's some things I keep to myself and whatnot, and this is a very special episode to me because, the month of September has not been too kind to me personally. Show-wise and whatnot, it's been great. But September has not been great as a whole for me on a day-to-day basis. We put ourselves on the internet to only show like the good things, never the bad things. We always want the positive light. We don't give you the good days and bad days, which is understandable. Who wants to see that all the time? For me, I have not been on social networks like I used to in a very long time. So like posting every single day, especially started this show. I have not, especially been on TikTok. I have not been on TikTok as actively as I used to, because I found something different that I want to pursue, which is this show. And I've just been lacking on doing content like I used to do on a regular basis. And I was going to try to do some of those contents, but I just didn't have the heart to do anything. I just didn't find the energy because it was like the world was like taken beneath my feet early this month. Like the only post I did have on TikTok was due to my car being stolen, which, it's a car, these things do happen, thanks to the Kia boys, these challenges, so that's all on TikTok and Instagrams and stuff. And you have kids, teenagers a lot of times, especially with this situation, are taking cars, and especially Kias and Hyundais, and they're stripping them down to take joyrides. They use the car up and they go about their day. I just so happened to be one of those victims, unfortunately, and it took a lot out of me, because one of the things personally, just to talk to you guys, this is we family. If you listen to the show, if you're listening to my show, if you're subscribed, hope you are subscribed. You family, we family. That car, my car is nothing crazy to write about, but it's my car, and if you want to do something, you can do it. You can just get in your car and go. Without having my car, I haven't been able to do that because it's just, or unless I want to Uber everywhere. And you know what? Uber takes a lot of your money, a lot. Like if you have things to do, like I usually have to do things during the week, it would take all your money. And I'm really not trying to be on the bus doing any of that stuff. Especially after COVID, I've been super OCD about those things, about the buses and stuff, and knowing how that whole thing works, and just, I'm good. I just, let me hop in the Uber. But after a while, it takes a toll on your pockets, and that is not what I really want to deal with on a regular basis. And I really miss my car. At the time, my car was given to me after my aunt passed. Long story short, money was in her, in the insurance or whatever set aside for me. And at the time, working with the jobs, I couldn't afford to get a car as fast as I was hoping for. And when she passed, I don't know how, but she had money set aside. And basically, after she passed, that car was from her. And ever since, I've been driving that car everywhere. I'm very independent. I like to do what I like to do and go where I want. And, even though I don't want to go a lot of places, just the option to go somewhere and I can and hop on the road is what I love. I love to have the choice, the option to do so, even if I don't really want to go anywhere. But you take that away from me, I'm gonna get annoyed. And I was hurt. I will say I was hurt because that car was sentimental to me because of my aunt. And it was a strict violation, of everything I've ever known. I felt violated because it was my car, and to know somebody just messed it up and everything. And long story short, my car is coming back. But at that time, just got the car. I'm gonna get my car tomorrow, actually. But at the time, this whole time of this month, it's been very, very depressing. But something happened. Something happened that I never thought would happen in my lifetime, or probably when I get old and gray and I'm halfway there. But this thing happened and it shocked my world. It just, I couldn't believe that this is going down. And it just it turned my frown upside down. And what was that? What was this thing to make my depressing few weeks just melt away? That was, I can't believe we're saying this, the guys, the boys, the men, the grown men of one of my favorite groups of all time. Absolutely, probably my number one boy band group, male group of all time, just all around. NSYNC, y'all. NSYNC. Justin, Chris, Joey, Lance, JC, the boys of NSYNC are back. And man, it feels so good to say that. I mean, talk about a nice moment to bring me back to life, to rejuvenate my feelings again, to feel happy a little bit. Before I even got the call to pick up my car, because it was going to say it was going to be on back order, all this stuff that's going on, I was already good because NSYNC was back. I'm looking at videos and like, oh my god, these are I'm not watching old videos. I'm not watching like a video from like 5 years ago when they was on the Ellen show to commemorate their star on the Walk of Fame, which was dope. But this is them today with a new song. Like, it hasn't come out yet. It's not the way I would like it, but it's them coming back, and it's for the Trolls album. But that's fine. It's an album. It's a song. It's the first song we got in 23 years. So in 23 years, I can't believe I'm saying this. In 23 years, NSYNC is coming back. Well, they're back, but we're about to hear new music. And I'm sorry if I'm fanboying or fangirling. I don't care how you call it. NSYNC has been a prominent fixture in music for me for years. So like, just to paint a picture for you guys, for me as a little black boy, if you want to call it the hood, if you want to call it whatever. But in my neighborhood, in from the school I went to and whatnot, you really don't admit too much that you're into like the boy band stuff. And me, I'm a lover of all music. I love it all. And the boy band stuff, because I wanted to be in a boy band when I was a kid. I wanted to be like an NSYNC, like a Boyz II Men, like a Immature, like a Drew Hill. Like I wanted to be in those because I thought those were cool. Like you don't get these groups like that anymore now. You really don't. Like you had One Direction, what I really didn't care for because they really didn't dance. They just jumped around. I didn't care for them. You had B2K that was great. They were there, but they didn't last long. You had little groups here and there over the years, but they didn't last long. They didn't make an impact as NSYNC did. Yes, of course, you have your Backstreet Boys. You know that's been around and they've been doing their thing. But I was never a Backstreet Boys fan. I still don't understand the name of Backstreet Boys. What is that? What Backstreet? I don't understand. But I did love groups like, LFO, Old Town, those other groups like that. 98 Degrees is cool, but it was really like I think Old Town was, for me, was a good second to NSYNC for me. And I think because of the music, the bass of the way the music was done, the structure of the songs. And for me at the time, trying to be in a group and trying to learn how to songwrite and everything and trying to understand scales and whatnot, that was very, very important to me in learning structure of a song and of music and trying to understand all those nuances. And I will say that NSYNC was that group. And now I'm not just a NSYNC fan just because of certain songs. No, I've been a fan since the Mickey Mouse Club. Now, as a kid, like I was saying, as a little black kid, as a little black boy in my neighborhood, I didn't really go outside as much. I stayed in the house. I was absorbing everything on TV. And one of those shows I was absorbing as a kid, because I can tell you, I watched some shows that like you would never expect by looking at me. Like I was watching Dawson's Creek. I was watching, Boy Meets World is my favorite show of all time. Like honestly, my favorite show of all time, top 5 easily. Shows like Dawson's Creek, which is surprising even to me, even say that as a grown up. I watched that religiously. John Wesley Shipp was like my dad to me. Like when I watched that show and when he died, I was like so heartbroken. And when I got to meet him, I had to tell him that because he looked at me because it was like, this black kid, whatever. I'm going off topic, cool. But I watch shows like that. I watch shows like Mr. Freno License Teacher. I watched basically every show that was on the WB, every show that was on Disney Channel, every show that was on Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network, and the Sci-Fi Channel, especially the old school Sci-Fi Channel that used to play a lot of anime. I'm jumping over my words before I can get the thoughts out. A lot of the old school anime stuff that used to be played on the Sci-Fi Channel, all that. Like a lot of those shows I used to watch, and the music, I used to listen to all the music. And the Mickey Mouse Club was a show I used to watch daily on the Disney Channel as a kid. And I knew already about Ryan Gosling. A lot of the actors, a lot of the people on those shows, I followed after that on other shows. Like I knew Ryan Gosling was on the Mickey Mouse Club. So when I watched Hercules, and when he got the part of young Hercules, I was watching it because I was a fan of that guy, of that actor, because I watched the Mickey Mouse Club. And then, what's the name from the show Felicity? Never really got into it, but whatever. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then you had JC and Justin. Now, mind you, when I watched them as a kid, I used to think they were dope. I already knew JC could blow. That dude, his vocals was outrageous, still to this day. And I feel like till this day, still underrated as a vocalist, honestly. Watching them grow from that to evidently we hit to the Disney Channel concert series that was on, and I think it's been a while, and I think I remember like, oh, hold up, I know these guys. These are my boys from the Mickey Mouse Club, and they got a group. Okay, cool. And then watching that, and then watching it again and again and again because they played it religiously. At that time, they played the concert shows like every other day. And, you didn't have to record anything because they were already going to play it anyway. Watching TRL and watching their performances. It became to the point where, like, with my friends that I was in school with, from like elementary to middle school, whatever, I was like the token black kid in movies. I was like the token black kid in movies that knew all the boy band moves. Like, I knew all the NSYNC dance moves because I watched the videos. And God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's my show. Embarrassing. But, because I was always practicing being a performer, and I would watch their show, watch those, I would record like every, big artist that I was, looking forward to being, just like, and studying them, research, and no matter if it was Destiny's Child or Eminem or Usher, like I would watch their whole stage set and how they moved the crowd, how they worked everybody, and NSYNC was just part of it. And man, I learned just about every one of those dance moves that I saw them perform on TV, especially when it came to like Tearing Up My Heart and what is it? God, It's Gonna Be Me, and Pop, and Dirty Pop, and gosh, the list goes on and on. And I just knew all those dance moves to the songs, which I think I still remember them, but don't ask me to perform it because it's just cringy now. Think about it now. But watching these guys perform and how they steal the show and just dominated the stage. And at this time, you had groups at this time when they were out, they really didn't do a lot of lip singing. And NSYNC was one of those groups that didn't do it. They sung and danced at the same time. Their breath control was amazing. Guys like them, like guys like Usher, to this day can sing and dance and not sound winded. But NSYNC, man, I watched everything they had on TV. I was a huge fan. I had every album. And it was weird because I tried so hard to be cool with the other kids, but also secretly when the girls was talking about the boy, the NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys, I secretly kind of like, that's stupid, but what y'all talking about over there? Oh, word? Oh, well, this NSYNC song was good though. This NSYNC go hard though. This, you should listen to this song. I knew there was some things that these girls didn't know about the NSYNC members, because I will buy the books, the magazines, like the teen pop stuff, because I wanted to know too. I was just as curious, like, okay, these guys are dope. How can I be dope like them? Like, I was trying to be low key dressed like them, like with the colors and the baggy pants, and like I will cuff my pants, my jeans, the same way I saw Justin do it in the It's Gonna Be Me video. Like little things, little subtle nuances that I saw on TV that I could afford to do from like watching them. I tried it and did it myself, and like, this is gonna be cool. I look back on it, it's not so cool. It didn't look so hot. I'm glad that there wasn't social media back then, and people taking pictures like we do now, because a lot of those outfits are definitely cringeworthy. But I do know some pictures did, some outfits did not make it, because I do have some of those pictures with some of those outfits, and I would never show those. Those are never getting shown to the light of day ever. But watching these guys kill it every time. I mean, these guys, like, NSYNC had Michael Jackson show up on their VMA performance. Michael Jackson don't show up for anybody, but he showed up for them. Like, that's how dope NSYNC was. Now, I was just like anybody. Like, I thought everybody had a cool look and everything, and I knew Justin was like the it guy in the group, because he was the younger guy, and he was the younger one in the group, and he had the good looks, whatever type of thing. But JC had that voice though. JC was dope, and everybody else could sing, everybody had their parts, but JC had that voice that really took over a lot. And I just feel like he never got his just due, really, like, from people. And when they dispersed, when they decided to take a hiatus, I thought, okay, just like everybody else, they're gonna just chill out for a couple of years maybe, and then come back together. Then we had Justin come out with his first album. Then we also had JC come out with his first album. He had a song on the Drumline soundtrack. It was dope. Blowing Me Up With Her Love. Loved the song. It was dope. Produced by Dallas Austin. Still a dope album. Dope song. Until he starts doing that song, Girls Dances With Girls. I don't know. Some girls dance with women. Something like that. It was horrible. I will. Sorry, JC. It was a horrible song. That should have been an album cut on a B-side for a Walmart exclusive, because it should never be seen the light of day. But I did listen to the album years before, and I still have. Matter of fact, I do have it on my phone, and it wasn't a bad album. He had some genuine, actual good cuts, but at the time, with the music industry, Justin was the hotter one, and they went with him, and so he was kind of put on the back burner, which sucked. Justin, on the other hand, hey, he's still an NSYNC member. I still ride for my boy. That's my homie. Always wanted to meet him. And listening to that first album, you had the production by, the Timberland and Pharrell, the Neptunes. You had the clips on there. It was a no-brainer that was going to be a dope album. Now backtrack. Hold up. The last three albums from NSYNC, the first album, you had, the regular NSYNC album, No Strings Attached. Then you also had Celebrity. Especially No Strings Attached and the Celebrity album, the growth in both those albums, and the styles and the direction they were going with those albums were great. The marketing was freaking phenomenal. Like the marionette dolls and stuff. Those are cool. Like they had the whole concept. They had toys and everything. The merch was ridiculous. But the songs on these albums were amazing. You had a couple here and there, but now that I listen to them now as a grown man, even it's just nostalgic. Even to hear some of the ones I really didn't like, but I do know all the words. I know every word of all three albums. I know every word, line for line, for each song on these NSYNC albums. I tell you now, I kid you not. You ask me, I know the words. Don't play with me. I know these words. I'm an NSYNC fan. I'm an NSYNC head with the vocals, with the lines. I tell you, I know every word for these songs. Trust me on this. But all those albums were great. I was hoping for a fourth album. We've been hoping for a fourth album for years. We've had to supplement with the Justin album. We thought it was gonna be cool with the first album. All right, cool. You're gonna go back to NSYNC now, right? No, he comes back out with a second album. Okay, sexy back, fine. You know what? Let's get this out your system. Get this out your system. We coming back to NSYNC, right? And no, more hiatus. And then, you know, as the time goes, we really learn that everybody's waiting on Justin. So, you know, this person that I really idolize and as a fan and whatnot, as a singer, as a songwriter and all this stuff, as he's gotten older, is also becoming one of my worst enemies because he's halting my favorite group from seceding even more and doing more stuff because everybody's waiting on him. I wish that the rest of the group was able to maybe try to do something without him, because you do have other members, you do have other singers in the group, but they never did it because I feel like I understand, because hey, if we're not all going to be doing it, I don't want to do it. And I get that, but at the same time, the streets was looking for some new music and we didn't get it. But we did get another Justin album, which is fine, cool. The Suit and Tie was great. That was dope. I didn't mind those two back-to-back albums. I didn't mind those two back-to-back albums. I was fine with those. Cool. It was great stuff. The Man in the Woods, only like 2 songs from that album. Did not care for anything else. That's when we should have went back to NSYNC. I think, yeah, we should have went back to NSYNC at that moment. But then he came out with the Trolls stuff, and we still ain't getting no album from NSYNC. And it's just been annoying to not get another banger from NSYNC. But on the bright side of things, I'm in my con stuff, I go to my conventions, and here we have 90s Con. And you had Joy Fatone last year, showed up. And that was the only one I wanted to meet. For anybody that was from all the TV shows and other stuff and music, I just wanted to meet Joy because I'm like, okay, just like me getting all these Power Ranger pictures and autographs and whatnot. Joy from NSYNC, I gotta talk to her. I gotta take a picture. I waited. I did not expect but I should have, that this line for his was gonna be the longest line, more than anybody, because it was like a line to get into another line, to get into the next line, to get into the main line, and it was like it was chaotic. And it's like there's grown women who are now mentally taken back to being a kid again, talking about NSYNC and jumping around with all the, you know, the cries and joys of being that person again. And I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get this picture with him because this con is done. Like, I was in this line, I finally got into the line, but he wanted to make sure everybody got their picture, even though the con was over for the day. He made sure, and I kid you not, I try to be tough. I try to be cool. But man, when I actually got to see him, just like how, you know, meet the Power Rangers and everything, I quickly became super nervous and forgot what to say, what I was going to say. Like, in my head, I had a whole thing in my head that, oh man, you know, this is the song, I like this thing, and I like this, and you know, this and that, and this happened, and I like this that you did over here in my big fat Greek wedding, you were cool in this. All that went out the door. It came basically out to, hi, I like your music, I'm a fan, you're awesome. That was pretty much all I had. That's all I had. It was the saddest thing I ever seen in my life, outside looking in. And even my friends was like, well, at least you got a picture with him. And that's true. I did, because man, I was nervous as hell. But he was super, Joy Fatone was super dope with talking to me, and he talked to me for a good moment. You know, it was a nice moment. We got to chat for a hot second, and we took a couple pictures, and you want to make sure that I got the right picture and everything. And you know, and it was weird because looking now that I'm thinking about it, I was like the only black guy that was in that sea of of fans that was there. And maybe there was other black kids or whatever there, black guys or whatever, or black women, whatever. But for me, looking around, for all three rows of lines and whatnot, I was the only black guy there. Honestly saying, I'm just saying. For what I saw, I was the only black guy in trying to take a picture with Joey. I'm just saying. And then this year, as you know, Chris from NSYNC was there, and at this year's past 90s Con, and I got to take a picture with him, and it was the same thing, like nervous and whatnot, and he liked my sneakers that I had on, which was dope, and all I could say was thank you, and that's all I could remember because I was still nervous. I was just really nervous, but I got to say thank you, and about he liked my shoes, and all I can remember saying to my friends, like, he liked my shoes, he liked my shoes, guys, I got shoes that he liked. That was all I had. It was pathetic. It was horrible. Never again. But I got to take a picture with him. So I was hoping the next 90s Con, okay, maybe Lance, maybe JC will show up, you know, or maybe both. Who knows? But now, with the group being back together officially, who knows if they will be at the next 90s Con. I don't know. But also, it's kind of a good thing because, hey, they be doing something, and I hope that we get an album after all this, because we need it. We really, really need it. I'm hoping for it. We're all pulling for it. Matter of fact, we're all waiting for a tour, because right now the Beyonce tour has been killing it. Now I'm betting a lot of money that if NSYNC were to come out and say we're going on tour, we're getting the game back together officially, you know, a new album, tour, whatnot, we're going to go around, we're going to go do a world tour, whatever the case may be, it would sell out instantly. I am willing to pay out my credit cards fully just to get one ticket to go to an NSYNC concert. At this age of this part of my life as a grown-up, I can do what I want. I don't have to wait to watch the HBO special anymore to watch a concert, to be able to go to an NSYNC concert. No, I get to be there and sing every song and hit every line, every note in person. You know, like I get to see them try to do every dance move that they used to do, or try to supplement for a dance move or a backflip that they used to do on stage. Because we all can't do that. We all know they can't do all that stuff they used to do where they was in their 20s and stuff. Come on, because we can't do some of the things that we used to do in our 20s and our teens. It's just not gonna happen. We're not there yet no more. We're not there no more. But we can enjoy seeing them jump around and do whatever and sing all the hits. I don't care what they do. I hope it's a tour. I hope it's an album. I hope it's something that us as fans get to cherish again, get to relive. Like, seeing NSYNC right now get together is like reliving our childhoods all over again. For me, it's like bringing me back to being a kid, like being at home, my grandmother in the other room, I'm listening to NSYNC album, playing SmackDown versus Raw, and you know, eating pizza, you know, or whatever the case may be, looking outside, you know, just my room filled with posters of every pop culture thing that's going on, much like my room here in my office here. But just take out the toys and we'll just put a bunch of different magazine pictures and posters of music, wrestling, and everything. It just takes me back to that time when everything was simpler and there was no bills. There was no bills whatsoever. I really hope that we do get a chance to see NSYNC do an album. You know, once again, hop on stage. I just need a show. I mean, I just saw a clip, matter of fact, a full show. It was Ariana Grande and NSYNC, well, minus Justin, doing their stuff, tearing up my heart, and it was great. It was beautiful. You know, it was just like, hey, this is awesome. Just add Justin, take out Ariana. This will sell out. And they can still go. They can still go. They may not hit all the moves, like I said, but the intentions is there. The love is there. We need them to be there for us. That's all I'm asking. That's all we're all asking. You know, as a NSYNC fan, NSYNC, can't even say NSYNC fanatic. I'm just a fanboy of NSYNC, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm proud of it. I used to hide it as a kid because I didn't want to get made fun of. But as you know, as we get older, we stop giving a fuck about what people think about us. You know, like we live in our truth. That's what I'm all about, is living in my truth. I am a grown man who will admit that I love the group NSYNC. I collect toys, and that's all I have. That's all I have right there. I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but that's all I got at that moment, because that's it. I kind of don't know where to go with that one. Yeah, yeah. But nevertheless, NSYNC has been a staple in my life, you know, throughout. And honestly, they kind of helped me out this month with finding out they were going to be back together, or they're together, you know, doing Hot Ones. And, you know, I'm hoping, I can't wait to hear what the song is going to be. It sounded like, and seeing what to come out of this whole situation. But it definitely took me out of a dark place this month, honestly, because I really wasn't in the best of shapes, the best shape mentally, with not having my car, and it was just, you know, hey, it's one of those things where, you know, things happen, you know, you just deal with it. You just try your best to deal with it. And honestly, these guys, hearing the news about this, NSYNC has made the rest of the situation a little bit easier, bearable to deal with. Like, there's a silver lining to the whole thing. Like, you know, you have your good days, you have your bad days. You know, it's just all about how you deal with it. You just make a way. You just keep pushing. You know, I know it's, you know, rainy days are never forever. They're not. The sun will show up the next day eventually. It may rain for like next 3, 4, 5 days, but eventually the sun is going to poke its head out and be like, hello. And, you know, NSYNC kind of did that for me in a way. And I appreciate that. Thank you guys. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. And yeah, I hope this is a nice filler episode. This is a filler episode. Until next week, when I have a next guest on for the next pod. And yeah, man, I love you guys. I hope you all are doing well. You know, I hope you guys are making it. You know, I hope you're trying to try to have a good day. That's what I'm trying to say. Get out. Try to have a good day. It may seem dark today or tomorrow, but eventually the sun will come out. You know, just don't give up. And yeah, man, we all about that NSYNC life over here, baby. And yeah, I can't wait to get my car back so I can drive to an NSYNC concert. Cause that is the plan. I'm gonna hop in my car, drive to an NSYNC concert, pay every money in the world that I can for a ticket, and enjoy myself with everybody else in the crowd. That's the plan. But I don't know what to say, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, taking the time to listen to me blabber about NSYNC, because I don't know how many times I done said the word NSYNC, but it just feels good to say NSYNC in 2023 in a sentence on a regular basis, knowing that they're back together instead of like a past tense. You know, and shout outs to all the other boy groups from back in the day that, you know, that did their thing. I mean, shoot, like a lot of the UK guys, like, you know, in like S Club 7 and, you know, like I said, 98 Degrees. Matter of fact, 98 Degrees is coming back. They're already out. They're on tour. Cool. Old Town and, you know, Boyz II Men still doing their thing. New Kids on the Block. Beats UK. I don't know what's going on with that, but you know, hey, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because I'm talking way too much, and I think you guys are done with me already, ready to hear a regular interview with somebody cooler than me. And that's gonna come later. That's gonna come next week. And if you can't wait till next week, I have some other interviews in my past, you know, catalog of the show that I think you will like. If you haven't listened to the Candace Keita interview, you know, it's a really dope one. She's an awesome person. Go listen to that and all the other great interviews that I had a fun time with. This your boy Dom. This is the BearatNight podcast. I love you guys, and bear it all. Be yourself. Peace.
You are now listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.